Hi guys, so welcome back to Clexi King Knowledge Quest. I am Kelvin Ikenna Ikechukwu, the team lead, and this is Mathematics for Early Starters. So in our previous videos and episodes, we have been dealing with numbers, what is numbers, and the different types of numbers. So today we'll be taking a step ahead, and we'll be looking at the properties of numbers. So in this episode or this section, we'll be treating three important properties of number. That is the commutative property, associative property, and distributive property. So let's begin. What is the commutative property of numbers? Now, the commutative properties of numbers work with addition and multiplication. Now, the first commutative property of number, I will name it A, states that A plus B is equal to B plus A. So this is a commutative property of number. What it means is that, for instance, you have 2 plus 4. It means that 2 plus 4 is still the same thing as 4 plus 2. This is a commutative properties of number. When you interchange the numbers, so far there's a plus sign, it still gives you the same answer because 2 plus 4 is 6 and 4 plus 2 is 6. The B aspect of it also states that A times B is still the same thing as B times A. I will still give an example using that same one. So when we have 2 times 4, it is still the same thing as 4 times 2. So 2 times 4 is 8 and 4 times 2 is 8. So it simply means that when you have addition or multiplication, interchanging the constants does not affect the answer because they are commutative. So that is the property for commutative. Now, the next other property of number is the associative property. What this property simply means is an associative way. Let me explain it further. A. So in case you have A plus B plus C into brackets, this thing is still the same thing as A plus B into brackets plus C. Now let me explain this with an example. It is also workable for addition and multiplication. But you know the opposite of addition is subtraction, so it does not hold for that. And the opposite of multiplication is division. It also does not hold for that. It only holds for what? Addition and subtraction. So now this is what, let's give an example. Let's say for instance you have, let me say e.g. For instance you have 1 plus, open bracket, 2 plus 3. This is still the same thing as putting it in bracket 1 plus 2, open bracket, plus 3. Now, 2, remember Bodmer says you work what is in the bracket for. So what is 2 plus 3? 5. Now, for you to expand this bracket, you multiply by an indivisible 1. 5 times 1 is what? 5. Now, 5 plus 1 will still give you 6. So it means that everything here is 6. So the same thing also occurs here. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 times an indivisible 1 will expand this bracket. So we have 3. 3 plus 3 also will give you 6. So that is it for that. So let me still write it clearly. 1 plus 2 plus 3 is the same thing. Another aspect of it again is A times, remember that there's a bracket here, A times B times C. It is also equal to A times B into bracket times C. Remember, this is the multiplication aspect of it, and the first one we did was the addition aspect of it. So now what it entails now is that if you should have a number, let's say 1 times, open bracket, 2 times 3, it is still the same thing as writing 1 times 2, close bracket, times 3. Let's check it out now. 2 times 3 is what? 6. For you to clear this bracket, you multiply this by an indivisible 1. 6 times 1 is what? 6. Now that your 6, multiply this 1. 6 times 1 also will still give you 6 as your final answer. The same thing occurs here. 1 times 2 is what? 2. For you to clear this bracket, you multiply by an indivisible 1. So 2 times 1 is what? The same 2. And then that your same 2 times 3 will still give you 6. So you've seen that in multiplication also, changing the place value of the constant does not affect the answer you get. This is the associative property of numbers. Now, the third but not the least is distributive property. And the distributive property states that A times open bracket B plus C. The word distributive means like to distribute, sharing. Is the same thing as A times B plus A times C. A times B plus A times C. Now let us give another simple example to explain this. If you should have a number here, let's say 2 times open brackets. Here we have 3 plus 4. What it simply means is that to distribute this, these 2 will multiply 3, and these 2 also will multiply 4. So they start with 2 times open bracket 3, you bracket it, because this 2 is multiplying everything in this bracket, plus you open bracket 2 times 4. And let's see if it will give us the same answer. Now, what is 3 plus 4? 7. When you want to clear this bracket, you multiply it by an invisible 1. 7 times 1 is 7. So now, 7 times 2. 2 times 7 will give you 14. So let's check whether it is the same thing we will get in this other side. Now, what is 2 times 3? 2 times 3 is what? 6. When you want to clear this bracket, you multiply by an indivisible 1. 6 times 1 is the same thing as 6. Now, plus, what's 2 times 4? 2 times 4 is 8. You want to clear this bracket, you multiply by an indivisible 1. 8 times 1 is 8. So now in total, what is 6 plus 8? 6 plus 8 is 14. So therefore, we have seen that we are having the same answers in the two sides. So with this video, we have been able to know some properties of number, the commutative property, associative property, and distributive property. Please, if you are yet to join this honorable platform, do well to like, subscribe, and follow us in all our social media handle. Thanks, and see you in the next video where we treat more properties of number. Bye for now.